The G20 just proposed a wealth billionaire tax. Here why it will work or not. Good day everyone. Welcome to the video of the day. So 3000 peoples, that's how many billionaires now exist on planet Earth. Together they hold 18.3 trillion dollar in wealth, more than the entire GDP of every countries except US and China. And right now the G20 is trying to tax them at 2%. It sounds simple, it sounds fair, it sounds like the obvious thing to do. Here's why it probably won't work and what would actually happen if it did. So the numbers has started this debate. Let's get with the facts because they are genuinely staggering. So global billionaire wealth hits $18.3 trillion in 2025, an 81% increase since 2020. That growth was there three times faster than the average rate of previous 5 years. The top 0.001%, fewer than 60,000 people, now own three times more wealth than the entire bottom half of the humanity combined. Over 4 billion people. Here's the tax reality underneath that. Billionaires currently pay an effective tax rate of between 0% to 0.5% of their wealth annually. According to the EU Tax Observatory, the average worker pays 25% to 50% of their incomes in tax. French economist Gabriel Zucman, the man behind the G20 proposal, put it plainly. If you are a billionaire reporting little or no income, you are still getting richer. Your assets appreciate, your companies grow. But because you never sell, you never realize a gain, you never pay tax. The system won't design for this level of wealth, and that's the problem the G20 is trying to solve. So, what the proposal actually is? What is exactly been proposed to them? So, Jukman's blueprint, commissioned by Brazil's G20 presidency and now being pushed at the India Chair BRICS summit in September 2026, is a 2% minimum annual tax on the wealth of all billionaires globally. Not income, wealth, the total value of everything they own. If a billionaire owns 10 billion in assets, they pay $200 million in a year, regardless of whatever they sold, anything or earned any income. So Zuckman estimates that this would raise $250 billion per year globally, cumulatively 2.1 trillion over 7 years. For context, that's enough to eliminate extreme poverty worldwide by 2030, according to US and UN estimates. So the proposal already has momentum. France, Brazil, Spain, Colombia, South Africa, and American Union are actively pushing it. The BRICS September summit in New Delhi has it on the agenda. The World Inequality Report 2026, written by Thomas Piketty, is backing it publicly. So now the main doubt is why it probably won't work. So here's why the proposal runs into reality. And there are three walls it cannot get through. Number one wall, the US, the 16 of the world's 20th richest people are American. The Trump administration had made clear it will not sign on to any global wealth tax framework. World 2, capital flight. When Norway introduced a wealth tax surcharge in 2022, billionaires left. Literally over 30 Norwegian billionaires relocated to Switzerland within 18 months. And here's the data. 142,000 high net worth individuals are projected to relocate internationally in 2025 alone, the largest voluntary private capital transfer on record, according to Henley and Partners. The third wall, definition and enforcement. How do you value a billionaire's wealth when most of it sits in private companies, art, real estate, and complex tax structure? This is the way the Panama Papers and Pandora Papers showed us to scale the legal structures designed to the obscure ownership a wealth tax requires. The 2021 Global Corporate Minimum Tax, which Zuckman also helped design, took nearly a decade to negotiate and is still being implemented unevenly. The wealth tax is far more complex. Now, if this thing happens, what would actually happen? So here's the honest scenario of a version of this tax does pass. So small countries like Switzerland, UAE, Singapore, Monaco become even more attractive. Wealth accelerates its migration to lower tax jurisdictions. The billionaires who stay, the restructure more assets into private companies, more offshore trusts, more charitable foundations that preserve the wealth while avoiding the tax. There is also a market angle worth watching. If a meaningful wealth tax ever come into force, forced selling of assets to pay the annual bill could create unusual market dynamics. So for Gulf-based investors, the UAE's tax-free status become even more valuable as a wealth preservation jurisdiction if this debate advance. Watch how the BRICS September summit in New Delhi handles this. India is chairing, and it is a delicate balance to strike between its global south ambitions and its desire to attract foreign capital. The debate is real. The politics are also most impossible, but the pressure is only going in one direction. 3,000 people, $18.3 trillion, a 2% tax that could raise $250 billion a year. The math is simple, the politics are not. The G20 proposal is the most serious attempt to tax extreme wealth in a generation where it works depends on answer to questions that no government has solved in decades. And this debate is coming whether markets want it or not. The September BRICS summit in New Delhi is the next date to watch. If this connected dots that news didn't, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like the video, share it with your friends, family, and colleagues too. Welcome to Money Brief. Let's grow together.